guys. I am no longer a Burning Man virgin, so let's talk about it. I asked you guys on my Instagram if you had any fun questions for me about Burning Man and my personal experience, and y'all came through. We are about to get into all the juicy details. Starting it off with, what is it and is it worth it? This one is gonna be fun because I'm gonna bring in multiple perspectives from people who have been to Burning Man before, and one of them you might recognize because he's a castmate of mine from React. Fun fact, today I was actually on set filming a bunch of React content. Everyone was asking me about Burning Man. I just thought it was fitting to continue the post-Burning Man vibes by finally making this Q&A video for you guys and sharing all the beautiful stories that I've been sharing with everyone. I have my fellow reactor, Travis, who's also been to Burning Man.
How's it going? I have been to Burning Man as well, yes.
And what do you think about Burning Man?
It is absolutely one of the greatest places I think I've ever been in my entire life. I think there are principles out there that everyone should be able to adopt and utilize and apply in their daily life when it comes to radical inclusion and immediacy. I think I'm a much better person for going to begin with.
Truly life-changing.
It's absolutely 100% life-changing, and I think everyone at some point should get out there because
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
Thanks, Travis.
You're welcome.
So much fun filming with you today.
You too.
We need to talk more about Burning Man.
We should. We
have
should.
to go full depth conversation.
Absolutely.
The people want it.
Yes.
It's just really cool because you just see friends or just incredible people from all around the world utilizing their creativity spirit, utilizing their creativity just all around to just create their imagination, create an adult playground where absolutely anything's possible. And you get to do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You're seen for who you are through and through. Is honestly the best thing. Much love, y'all. I'm telling you, Burning Man is not the easiest. I promise you that.
Hard.
It's not the easiest. But I promise you, the community here is unlike anything you will ever see. They won't let you fail. They aren't gonna let you just fall down and just leave you there. Like, they're here for you, man.
You have no idea. I was crying so much before Ninja came today, and you really nourished my soul and brought me back to life, so thank you. I was feeling really a little bit just overwhelmed by everything.
It's Supply Spirit, just so you know. Y'all need to come out here, check it out.
Burning Man is not a vacation whatsoever. It is hard work. As you can tell, me and my friends, we think it's worth it to go to Burning Man. We may be a little bit biased because we're the types of people that see magic everywhere. What was my most wholesome moment at Burning Man? I love telling this story. It's really special. One of the girls I went to Burning Man with, she unfortunately lost her mom to cancer this year. One of my biggest mission and purpose for being at Burning Man was to accompany her to the sacred temple where she can leave remnants of her mom there. The temple is such a beautiful spiritual sanctuary of healing. And at the end of Burning Man, they burn the temple down. When you walk into the temple, all over the walls you see memorials that people put up of their lost loved ones. You see brothers, sisters, parents, pets, children. People are crying, people are singing, people are mourning, people are celebrating. It was incredible to see everyone come together and know that they're not alone in this journey of life. One of our other campmates that came with us to the temple, she intuitively led us to this quote on the wall. Had no idea if there was any significance. She just thought this quote was beautiful and wanted to share with us. She led us to the quote, and the quote said, "Grief is love with no place to go." My friend who lost her mother, she started crying and said that she found that quote in her mother's journal after she passed, and she felt like it was a message from her mom. And we were there for her, and she was not alone. It was truly beautiful to witness this moment of synchronicity. Each person had such an important purpose and mission to be there in that moment. I truly felt like I witnessed a miracle. Realistically, how much money did I spend? So the whole Burning Man excursion is about a week, give or take. You're preparing to bring everything you need to survive in the desert for the entire duration. My Burning Man expenses included renting a camper van, gas to drive all the way to Nevada from Los Angeles and back, camping supplies such as food and water, the ticket itself, and sprinkle in some extra expenses here and there. I paid approximately around $3,000. So it's about the price of a vacation, but it's not a vacation. It's a survival simulation on another planet. But this planet has music and art 24/7. Where did I sleep? In this super adorable mushroom camper van that I shared with my friend. And honestly, it did us really well for our first burn.
We're living!
Cheers! Cheers! Is it super, super dusty? Oh my gosh, yes. I got to witness my first dust storm ever. We had mostly clear weather, but randomly throughout the day, there could be dust storms where you can't see anything. If you're sensitive to the dust, you need to be wearing protective gear at all times. Not only is it dusty, but it is dangerous to get around. I had friends falling off their bikes and hurting themselves because the terrain is hard to navigate. Sometimes the sand is so thick that you can't even ride your bike through it. You have to push it through the sand. Like I keep saying, it is a struggle and a challenge to get around Burning Man. But that's what makes it so fun. It's like Mad Max out there. What is my favorite and least favorite thing about this event? My favorite thing about this event, other than that it's a constant adventure 24/7, the unplanned synchronicities that I had with other humans. So upon my arrival to Burning Man, right off the bat, I show up at the same exact time as one of my friends. He's an incredible musician who goes by the name of Equanimous, and he was playing some sets at Burning Man. The first face I see at Burning Man is a familiar one. The population of Burning Man is 77,000 people. What are the odds that I show up at the same place, at the same exact time, in the same exact spot as someone I know? It was like a special welcome from the universe saying, surprise! Another crazy unplanned moment happened with the two girls that I went to Burning Man with. Their names are Maddie and Danny. I just made a random comment. We're such an iconic trio. I was like, wow, it's like we're the new Powerpuff Girls. And then we found out that our bike colors actually coordinated exactly to the Powerpuff Girl colors. I was pink for Blossom, Maddie was blue for Bubbles, and Danny was green for Buttercup. It was perfect, and none of that was planned. Can someone please explain how this is happening? I just need to know how life works. Whoever is writing my story is doing such an amazing job. My least favorite thing about Burning Man. Ooh. There's this one situation where I was hanging out with a guy, thought we were just being friendly. He tried to kiss me without my consent, and that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. I said to him in that moment that I'm not in a place to receive any physical touch. I set my boundaries and he backed off. But consent is so important, you guys. Burning Man has a gifting economy. And how does that work with food and drinks, etc.? What makes Burning Man such a special and unique place that I've never experienced anywhere in my life before is the removal of capitalism, but in its place is a beautiful culture of gifting.
You're gifting this to us?
I would love to gift this to you guys. This is basically brand new.
Oh my god, they're beautiful!
And also for your first burn.
So our neighbor kindly just offered extra home-cooked meals for us.
And they smell so good and delicious.
Oh my god. There are so many different types of gifts that you can receive at Burning Man. It's not just food and drinks, including professional services, like if something happens to your bike, it breaks down. There are multiple bike shops in Burning Man that you can bring your bike to and they'll fix the problem for you for free. There's endless gifting happening at Burning Man 24/7. Everything that you experience at Burning Man is a gift that your fellow human beings made a whole mission to bring all of their supplies to Burning Man to build something for you to enjoy. Someone brought a whole gym with equipment and weights, so if you didn't want to skip leg day, you didn't have to. Someone also brought a whole skating rink with skates in all different sizes. There was also one camp that I was so happy to discover the last 2 days of my Burning Man experience. They're called Foamy Homies. Essentially, they're providing a shower service, like a communal human car wash. The incredible artist Alex Gray was there. He was painting a mural the entire time this human car wash was happening. I got to approach Alex Gray and his wife and tell him how much I admire his art while I was completely naked. It was the most surreal, epic, random thing ever. Burning Man is like a fun scavenger hunt with hidden gems in every corner. I was so fortunate enough to be camped next to these amazing, authentic Asian cuisine chefs. Every day I could walk over and they would serve me their delicious fried rice. A big key to know when you're being gifted food and drinks is you need to provide your own bowls, cups, and utensils. My friend and I were biking back from our late night adventure. We were so cold and hungry. We found this random cart called the Potato Experience out in the middle of nowhere where they were serving the most bomb baked potato. Ugh. To wrap up the question about gifting, you are experiencing endless generosity from people who have mastered their craft and want to share their gifts and talents with you. From art cars that serve food and drinks 24/7 to services like massages, arts and crafts, and learn a new skill. So much talent and endless performances. This is kind of a long answer, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. 1 week at Burning Man does not even allow you enough time to experience the vastness of what is being offered. There were times where you felt like you weren't cut out for this. Why did you feel that way, and how did you overcome that feeling? You guys remember that first question? Me and my friend Ninja sitting at my camper van. He was consoling me. I had just been crying a lot. First few days was so hard for me. I was really overwhelmed. There's so much information to take in, dealing with extreme weather conditions. We didn't bring any shade for our camp, and so we were suffering in the heat. The distances we had to bike everywhere were insane. I was freaking out because I didn't think I had enough supplies to last the entire week. All of that was happening, and I had responsibilities on top of that. I was very directionally challenged for the first few days. It was so hard for me to navigate myself anywhere. Just couldn't read the map, or I don't know what was wrong with me. So long story short, the reason why I went to Burning Man in the first place was because I got asked to be a sentinel during the man burn ceremony. One of my responsibilities was to show up to my meeting on time. It was just so hard for me to find the place. I ended up being lost for a while and had to ask a bunch of people for directions. I was 40 minutes late to my meeting, and apparently they were done by that time. They basically kicked me out of working the whole man burn ceremony. Really disappointed in myself. I didn't think I deserved to be there. Overall, it was a great lesson I had to learn in preparation, punctuality, and what it takes to navigate myself and read a whole new map I'm not used to. To be honest, I was actually proud of myself for getting there regardless of being late. Like, terrified I was to go anywhere alone at Burning Man, I still did it. All of the memories that I made in place of sentinel duties were irreplaceable. Got to sit with my campmates during the man burn and eat their homemade genuine spam musubi. Oh, so good. And I felt a sense of oneness with my community. Did it meet your expectations? Did you have expectations going into Burning Man? I personally didn't have any expectations going into Burning Man, other than that I knew it was going to be difficult and a challenge for myself. I just came with an open mind and an open heart, and everything that was meant to be just naturally and organically aligned itself. You really have to let go of any expectations. Everyone at Burning Man says that you don't get the burn that you want, you get the burn that you need.
All of my socks and underwear are soaked because we spilled water on it.
So how are you liking Burning Man so far?
It's not the burn we want, but it's the burn we need.
Did I get to climb inside the heart? So a lot of the art installations were specifically made for us as participants to climb and enjoy and immerse ourselves. There's this beautiful heart sculpture made of little tiny homes. It was truly one of the most beautiful sculptures I've ever seen in my life. There was a little tiny opening at the bottom of it. The space at the opening was a little bit too small for me. I just got a little bit nervous being trapped in a small, tight space. There were other art installations that I did get to climb. Was I the star of the festival? I felt like my role this time at Burning Man was to assist, support, to observe, and to learn as much as I could, and document how freaking epic my friends are. My friends were the actual stars of Burning Man. They are such talented fire performers and flow artists. It was amazing getting to watch them perform all over Burning Man. I was so honored to be like, those are my friends. Those are my besties. Favorite performers, other than my super talented friends? Sadly, I didn't get to experience much music at Burning Man. I only got to catch one music act, and that was Tokimonsta and Diplo. That was my favorite set. That was my only set. After experiencing it all, would you want to go back? Did you feel prepared? What would you do differently? 100% I would love to go back. Yes, I was there for about a week, but I feel like I barely experienced any of it. Half the time was spent adjusting and acclimating to the new environment. I did prepare to the top of my intelligence at that time, but now after having my first virgin burn, I now have way more knowledge and awareness of what I lacked. Like, be smarter with the type of food that I would want to bring to Burning Man. For sure, what I would do differently next time is instead of bringing a beach cruiser, I'm bringing an electric bike. Yeah, my legs were killing me. I was so exhausted from pedaling every single day at Burning Man. An electric bike would have made everything so much more fun. How has Burning Man impacted my life going forward? In my entire life, I have never put in that much effort at all to prepare for anything, because I'm always the type of person that gets by with just showing up and having fun. Burning Man, you can't just show up and have fun. You have to really think ahead, be solution oriented, and bring everything you need to possibly solve all your problems. My value as a person and my standards has raised because of Burning Man, because of the level of responsibility and self-reliance that they ask of you. It's completely changed how I see myself and how I want to live my life. The creative energy there, the type of imagination that brings out your childlike play spirit, the freedom there, the deep gratitude that I feel for having this experience, lifelong friends and memories I made. I truly tapped into a deeper part of myself. This experience has made me feel so much more connected to humanity. I even feel a little bit more connected to my ancestry and my mom. When my mom made her first attempt to escape Vietnam during the war, she was captured and imprisoned into a camp. I know it's a totally different situation. It did give me a taste of her struggle to survive on limited resources. I am so privileged. I didn't have to experience what my mom experienced. I aspire to be more courageous and independent. Learn to stand on my own, just like my mom did. Wow, honestly, thank you so much for sticking around till the end of my Q&A. I could write endless love letters to Burning Man and talk about it non-stop. Hope you guys enjoyed my stories and my perspective on Burning Man. It would mean so much to me if you guys gave this video a like and leave a comment below. I can't wait to hear from you. I'm so happy to come back to YouTube. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're gonna have so much fun. See you next time.